In this video, we will look at how to download commercial parts on, in particular, McMaster-Carr. This is useful when you're trying to generate assemblies using parts that you're planning to purchase rather than manufacture. So if I have bearings, axles, gears, sprockets, whatever it is that's in my assembly that I'm planning to purchase from a company, those are often parts I do not have to model myself and might do better using the available model from the manufacturer so that it best matches what I can expect to receive from them. So that's the topic of this video. And so I am starting at McMaster-Carr website, just mcmaster.com. And this is a really great place to start. If you're looking for hardware and you're not exactly sure what the options are, this is a great place to start. Even if you end up, I can think of, actually I'm drawing a blank on a lot of the other warehousey type suppliers, Amazon of course being the easiest to think of when you want to go purchase something. But the nice thing about McMaster-Carr is that it's a really smooth website that has everything separated out by category, and then you can filter down to your selection criteria and find the part numbers that work best for you. So in my example, I want to put together my bearing plate with bearing and axle. So I'm going to come down here to power transmission, which is where I'm going to find motors and axles and bearings, because that's what bearings are for. They're to allow for rotation through a plate. So I'm going to click on bearings. And then here, if you want to, so I usually use ball and roller bearings. You have sleeve bearings that just use lubrication. So feel free to look around in here and see what's different and what changes per the types of bearings. I'm going to specify flanged bearings. The nice thing about flanged bearings is once I press fit them, they are then set in the plate and should not be moving axially. They're very easy to get into the plate without worrying about overpressing or under pressing too far or not pressing far enough, that sort of thing. So flanged ball bearings. And now you'll see there's a lot of options here. And I could stare at these charts for a while, or I could come to the left and say, well, I know that my housing OD, or outer diameter, should be on here somewhere. Miss it? Okay. I guess we'll specify shaft diameter here. I want this to fit a 1/4 inch shaft. So I'm going to click 1/4 inch shaft. And I'm confused. I think it's because maybe it's flanged. So I can choose the width of the part. I can also choose the housing. And here the ID is talking about the smallest outer diameter. So it's a little bit different than I'm used to seeing on McMaster-Carr, but I'm going to try to have it fit a 3/8 inch hole. And so now I'm down to just a few selections. And as you look over here at the prices, you can see that these are 2 or 3 times as expensive because they're precision. If that's what you need, that's what you need. But I'm going to choose just a shielded 1/4 inch shaft, 3-inch housing, 3/8 inch housing. And I'm going to click on the part and then click product detail. When I come to product detail, now I'm going to get lots of details about this part. I'm going to see that this is the inner diameter of the hole. This is the outer diameter of the part that fits into the plate. And I have a 3D option. I have all sorts of options here. So if you're not working with SolidWorks, you can download the IGES or the eDrawing. I am working in SolidWorks, so I'm just going to save this file. And because I'm working in Firefox, that's going to bring me to my downloads. And so I'm just going to open that file through my downloads folder. When I click on that, it opens, and that opened within SolidWorks. So now you could go find it and move it, or just, I'm going to save as. And I'm going to save it as bearing. 3/8 diameter. Maybe I'll specify outer diameter. I'm not particularly fussed about what the flange diameter is, although I can see why that's important as we consider the details of our assembly. Just in putting things together, it really doesn't change how it will work. So now I have downloaded a 3D part file, a SolidWorks file. This one was put together with simple steps, so it's something I can even look at how the modeler thought through it and investigate their techniques, right? So when we talk about design intent, you might find some of that in here. They even modeled the balls in there for the bearing. They modeled the shielding, and then they modeled the flange. So, so this is how we download parts. You're going to find that a lot of manufacturers provide this downloadable part, whether it's for PVC or hardware like quarter 20 screws. You shouldn't be modeling screws. You shouldn't be modeling bearings. If you're going to buy it from a company, go and see if you can find the model online. So that concludes this instruction on downloading commercially available part files for SOLIDWORKS.